Navratri is a festival of victory, of power and Shakti, adored and celebrated in the three forms for 3 days each. The first 3 days are dedicated to Mahakali, the facet of Shakti as anger, as adventure, and as audacity, the tamasic nature. The next 3 days are dedicated to Mother Mahalakshmi, the facet of Shakti as wealth, as authority, and as prosperity, the Rajasic nature. And the last 3 days of this 9-day holy festival are dedicated to Mother Mahasaraswati, the facet of Shakti as self-control, knowledge, and discipline, which symbolizes the Sattvic nature. From the ghats of Hooghly in Paschim Banga, where the Divine Mother is worshipped as Bhavatarini Durga at Dakshineshwar, to the muds of Kanchi and Sringeri in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, where the Mother Adishakti is worshipped as Kamakshi and Sharada, 1 billion Bharatiyas offer their prayers to the Cosmic Mother in diverse forms for 9 long days during this Navaratri festival. At the Prashanti Nilayam, we have been blessed to celebrate Devi Navratri festival in Bhagwan's divine presence for over half a century. The Navratri festival at Prashanti Nilayam brings together and blends ideally the triune paths of karma, upasana, and jnana. When the list of pandits for the Yajnam was first drawn then, lists of qualified ritualists and reciters, pandits and shastris were sent to Bhagwan. But when Baba saw that they were all selected from the Konasima region, that is the delta area only, he set aside that list with the remark that my Sima, which means the area, is not Konasima. My Sima is the Veda Sima, the place where all areas in which Vedas are revered. So the lists were revised, and the Vedic scholars and pandits were invited from other parts of India like Banaras, Hyderabad, Bangalore, along with a contingent from the Godavari basin. The yaga was called Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna, and it consisted of 2 sections. The morning sessions every day for the 7 days was a time when the Rudra Homam would be held, and along with it the complementary rites and rituals. And the evening session was a time for the Jnana Yajna, where distinguished exponents of the Vedas explained to the vast gathering the meaning and significance of the scriptures and their subtleties and intricacies. Since the festival had to highlight the efficacy of Vedic injunctions, Swami said that scrupulous care should be taken to observe them all to the minutest detail. Let me give you a glimpse to the type of details that are observed while conducting such a hallowed yajna. These include the number, the size, and the situation of the pillars of the yajna mandapa, the shape of the sacrificial pit, the location of the shrines of the subsidiary deities like the yoginis, the Vastu Purusha, the Kshetrapala, and the Navagrahas. All of these have to be correctly fixed and placed in the right position. The kusha grass seats for the participants are prepared in accordance with the do's and don'ts as mentioned in the scriptures and shastras. The material for the sacrifice, like the ghee, which is prepared from the cow's milk, earth, which is gathered from ant hills, the royal equestrian stables, royal elephant stables, and royal palace enclosures, the banyan tree twigs, the spoons made of special wood, were all collected under Bhagwan's personal guidance and instruction.
It was the year 1999, the convocation drama being directed by Bhagwan. And there was a role of the Pandavas being played in the drama. Bhagwan, as he was very enthusiastic, the way he plays his role to perfection, he said, Mana pillalu sakshat Pandavullaga undali. Our boys should look like Pandavas, exactly like Pandavas. Means there should be nothing less in their brilliance. So the teacher in charge had a very important responsibility to find the best possible garments or clothes or costumes for that particular role or for those roles. He tried day in and day out. He found some costumes, but they were not to the satisfaction of Bhagwan. Finally, they decided that maybe these small towns or villages nearby will not have that which Bhagwan needed. For the director of the convocation drama was none other than the director of the cosmos, and definitely his tastes would be ethereal. The teacher went to Bangalore, and found a person who used to supply costumes to the film industry and very big drama groups. He got a gorgeous pair of costumes. And as he showed to Bhagwan, Bhagwan's eyes lit up. And Swami said, yes, these are the best costumes. Our boys will really look grand. But as the director was God and the drama was ethereal, the prices too were astronomical. And when the price was mentioned, Bhagwan said, no, that is too much. Not that the Lord of the universe could not afford, but he had a very beautiful lesson in store for us. At the end, when there was silence in the interview room, slowly Swami asked the teacher, did you mention to that person that these costumes are being asked by Sai Baba? Did you mention that name? So much we get used to the physical form and divinity around us that we forget who he is. We think those are few grains of rice like the fruit seller, but no, they are pearls. That is that name which made the monkeys cross the ocean. It is that name which is known as the Taraka Mantra. It is the same name, Sai. The teacher realized, yes, in his entire conversation with the dealer for the costumes, he never for once mentioned the name of Bhagwan. Next day, he went back to Bangalore and mentioned. He said, sir, these clothes are actually for Sai Baba's university. They're performing a drama. The moment the person heard the name Sai Baba, the next day, he wound up his entire shop and was found in Puttaparthi. He said, why didn't you tell me that it is for Swami? I have been searching for one opportunity to serve him. But that is not the end of the story. This time the teacher was all excited when he came and reported to Swami. But Swami was waiting for a very important message to be conveyed. He was just sitting at ease, the Brahman that he is. And he said, Chudra, Okkasari Sai ante chalu, anni pallu jargutai. What you need to do is only take the name Sai just once, and everything will be done, everything will be achieved. That is the power of the name of the Lord.
On this holy occasion of Navaratri and the beginning of Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna, if at all we are to ask ourselves one thing, and that is how happy I am, how peaceful and contented I am. If each one of us asked this question to himself or herself, we would come with the solution. Even before the solution, we'd come with the status of where we are. And the greatest problem in life is not to do great things, it is to have trust in God. For if we have trust in God, what not can be done? We have one greatest problem in our life. It is neither we trust nor we distrust, but we are somewhere stuck in between. We say, yeah, I trust God 50%, I trust God 70%. If some more experience comes to my life, yeah, I trust Him 80%. If this experience goes, my trust falls down to 60%. And that is the case with all our lives. We may pat our shoulders telling that, yeah, we are all mortal beings, and that is the way we live. But have we questioned our own belief and our own notions that is that the way that we all live? If we pause at least once a day and look into what has happened in our lives, and the normal reaction would be, if something has happened to us which has filled our identity, we feel happy. On the other hand, if something has happened which has, if I were to say, nulled my identity, I would feel bad and hurt. But if we look at it closely, we would come to one conclusion, and that conclusion is, whatever happens to me is a gift and a benediction from God. And this auspicious occasion of Navaratri and the Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna is an endeavor by our beloved Bhagavan to help us to understand that all that we need to do in life is just one thing: trust me, trust Bhagavan. If at all, at any point in time we are faced with difficulties, the immediate reaction will be, oh Bhagavan, why is it that you have given to me? But there are very few people who actually can pray, wow, that is an opportunity given to me to test my trust in Bhagavan. And if that is the lesson which we take away, and we follow it in our day-to-day life, the one offering which we can give to Bhagavan is our lives filled with peace and contentment. With these few words, I conclude my speech. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Baul Sangeet by Baul Samrat Shri Purno Das Baul and his son Shri Bibyendu Das Baul and party. Shri Purno Das Baul is a world-famous Baul singer and has performed in the divine presence of our most beloved Bhagavan on the occasion of the 50th birthday celebrations of Swami in November 1975.
আমি হৃদ মাঝারে রাখিব ছেড়ে দেব না ছেড়ে দিলে সাইরে চরণ আর তো পাব না আমি ছেড়ে দিলে সাইয়ের চরণ আর তো পাব না 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 ছেড়ে দেব না আমি হৃদ মাঝারে রাখিব ছেড়ে দেব না সায়ের ফুলে মাগ বসায়ে পদধূলি যাব সায়ের কুলে কুলে মাগ বসায়ের পদধূলি আমি সায়ের নামে পাগল হয়ে থাকবো মগনা আমি সায়ের নামে পাগল হয়ে থাকবো মগনা না না ছেড়ে দেব না আমি হৃদ মাঝারে রাখিব ছেড়ে দেব না আমি হৃদ মাঝারে রাখিব সতেরো সঙ্গ দোষে আমায় কান্তে জনম কেন রে আমার রাতের সায়রা আমায় রাতের বাবা যদি সবে সঙ্গে গোনা সঙ্গ রে আমার সায়ের নামে সত্য কর্মে সত্য আমার সায়ের নামে সত্য কর্মে সত্য ও পঞ্চি রাধে কৃষ্ণের নাম বলো না হৃদয়তে জড়ে বসে ও পাখি রাধা কৃষ্ণের নাম বলো